Well, the People's Democratic Party candidate in the Edo says it is a threat to democracy and the outcome of that Saturday's election. So all of that is still on the spotlight of reactions trailing the aftermath of the exercise on Saturday. I'm joined by Dr. Bartholomew, of course, with an elder statesman in the country to x-ray some of the outcome of the Edo election. Thanks so much, Doctor, for joining us this morning.
You're welcome.
Do you feel that the people of Edo are happy because we saw protests, at the very entrance of INEC on Sunday when they were collecting the result? We also saw that, earlier yesterday, some persons were on the street protesting, jubilating as well. So they are concerned. PDP are saying it's a threat to democracy. MP are saying these are the vote of the people. So we're trying to find balance to what probably might be the issue from Edo poll. What is your assessment about the exercise?
The whole people of Edo are not happy.
When you say the whole people of Edo, the people that yesterday went on the street to jubilate, don't you think
those are those people that have access to the governor's meal on the table. Those who are close to Ikwela and Okwela. I'm not an Edo man, I don't know how to pronounce that name very well. Those who are close to him and are expecting to get something when he gets to the seat. Of course, they will jubilate. It's just like a robber. When a robber goes outing and he is able to hit his target, he will come back jubilating. But if by and by, he is caught and made to face, the punishment for his action, it will turn the other way around. So those who are jubilating, they know what has happened. And it is not only the people of Edo, in the whole Nigeria. They saw what happened as a rape of democracy.
Well, if INEC are saying if you have otherwise evidences, you should actually get to court. But let's get to this issue. They said that it was a battlefield for Senator Adams Oshiomhole and Godwin Obaseki. And then there's some concern that is it the election that they will use to, probably resolve their concerns? Is it the elections that will be a room to settle score? Is it the election that they will use at the detriment of the Democrats and all of that? Do you feel that the controversy between Godwin Obaseki and Adams Oshiomhole was a strong determinant of this outcome?
For sure. For sure. The rule of the game in the whole Nigerian nationhood, politics, is by godfatherism and sonship. People don't come into political offices by qualification. They come there by godfatherism. Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, now Senator Adams Oshiomhole, fathered Governor Godwin Obaseki into the Edo governor's house. But when he came there, according to what I learned too, I am not there, was that Senator Adams Oshiomhole was making undue demands from Governor Godwin Obaseki. And Obaseki had to revolt. And the whole thing turned into a fiasco. And Governor Obaseki said that he was going to show Adams Oshiomhole, which eventually led to the edging out of Adams Oshiomhole from the APC chairmanship seat. He went to the world level and made them to expel, and that was the end. And Adams Oshiomhole saw that as a slam, a big slam on his face, and he had to react. Me on my own, yes, for sure, if somebody fathers you into the political arena, and he begins to make undue demands, and you don't want to do them, there is a way you will approach it. Not like a father and a son. the state burial in the home, and the father makes a demand that is undue, and the son knows that this demand is undue, it will not now turn into a fiasco whereby the father will carry a log of wood and the son will carry cutlass. I don't support that. The action of Godwin Obaseki against Adams Oshiomhole, going to the extent of edging him out from the chairmanship seat, which Adams Oshiomhole got before he brought him into the political limelight. I saw that as a game played too far. So actually what happened, Adams Oshiomhole is a human being. He will make sure that he fights back. And that was what actually happened.
Those are few. If Obaseki had picked Philip Shaibu as deputy governor, probably for the candidacy of the party, probably the outcome would have been different, owing to the fact that they have from the same social district with Adams, so it would have been a very tough fight. Do you subscribe to that? And do you also feel that the issues that Philip Shaibu is raising against Obaseki, and Obaseki's concern about Philip Shaibu probably was another factor that could deter the outcome of this election?
That is the syndicate in the Nigerian political landscape. People who are always there, they don't always like other people to come to where they are, most especially people who are close to them.
Do you think it was a betrayal on the part of the governor?
Of course, yes. When Obasanjo was there, he never wanted Atiku to be president. Hello? He never wanted Atiku to be president. Where I come from, Pasi, Kogi. When Yahaya Bello was on seat, he never wanted Achuba to succeed him. He persecuted Achuba. And of course, during his second tenure, when Onoja came, he never wanted Onoja to become governor. Why would you behave like this? There is a slogan that goes, what is good for the goose is also good for the gander. You were there. You have made your 80 years. Haba, is it not cautious to allow your deputy, who has fought with you, who has supported you, to get there? That is the problem. So Godwin Obaseki getting into a fiasco with his deputy, Philip Shaibu, I feel is the greatest mistake of his life.
So you feel that Philip Shaibu was a strong political factor for him?
Why not? Why not? It happened, it played out in his local government. He took his local government. He swapped his local government. And even if what happened at his local government was an arbitration of what actually should have happened, then Godwin Obaseki should have had agents that would have striven with them so that they did not do what they did. And in fact, in this political jingoism, when you get to a place and you are trying to subvert the will of the people, your people also should be there to support you. If they are not there to support you, all the malpractices that you are trying to carry out may not succeed. And so if the PDP are alleging that at Philip Shaibu's local government, the election was mad, then it was because the people of Philip Shaibu were there and they encouraged the marring up of the election.
It's about the number of people on ground.
It's about the number of people on ground.
Not the number of people that are voting.
Not at all.
From the outcome.
Not at all.
Because it looks like that whole government was highly rigged.
Yes, it was highly rigged.
So Philip Shaibu have more people to be able to come.
For sure, what happened really shows us that Philip Shaibu was a factor to the name that Governor Obaseki made.
All right, let me take you to the visit of APC shortly after INEC had announced Senator Monday as a winner. They went to the palace of Oba of Benin in a thank you visit. That those are saying, why should the traditional council be involved in issues of political matters and all of that? Isn't it right for the traditional council to, stay away from politics? Or did he have to, meddle into politics, probably supporting APC? Because for APC to go and have a thank you visit to Oba of Benin, people are saying that it seems that Oba of Benin had backed up the APC. What is your concern about that?
Governor Godwin Obaseki did not play the wise one. He had Ifiaso with his godfather. He had Ifiaso with his godson. So to say, Comrade Adams Oshomole was his godfather. And Comrade Philip Shaibu was his godson. He had a problem with both of them. Why not stop there? He went ahead into having a fiasco with the traditional father, the traditional ruler, the father of the land, the Oba of Benin, a first-class chief in the whole Nigeria. Now, it was the Portuguese that visited Nigeria on the path to colonialism, followed by the Germans. When they came, they carried some artifacts from the Oba's palace to their land. In the course of doing things, the chiefdom of the Oba of Benin did not see that going down well with them. They fought all they could find and brought the artifacts back. After bringing the artifacts back, they were kept in the palace. They were kept in the palace.
All right, Doctor. I'll be back. I'll be back in that conversation for us to continue to look at very closely. Let's go on a quick break, and once we return, the conversation continues. Thanks so much for sister with us on the morning program. A concern right in the door is the fact that probably during the collation period, the processes of collation, there was a mismanagement of processes, wrong communications from the part of INEC and all of that, because they are insisting that, the security agencies that hacks all the political agents, the party agents, are to stay clear from, the local government collation centers. All of that has continued to, raise the concern about transparency. Young Africa, some NGOs and civil society were there, have raised concern that at that point was when the whole process was not duly followed. What's the concern about that? Because collusion is, after election, after the voting, I think the next point has always been the issues of collusion.
Just like, before I go there, what we're talking about concerning the fiasco between
The Oba of Benin.
Governor Obaseki and the Oba of Benin. What I was just saying, the artifacts that were carried away by the white men. When the Oba of Benin came to himself, he struggled, and the artifacts were brought back and kept in the museum of the palace. When Governor Godwin Obaseki came, he wanted to build an amusement park where those artifacts will be kept. Then the traditional ruler said, no, we have a museum here where it could be kept, and this is where they had been from antiquity. Let them continue to be there for historicity. But Godwin Obaseki did not want to take that, to the extent that he took the traditional ruler to court. As I speak to you, the case is still in court. Do you think the Oba of Benin will be happy with Governor Godwin Obaseki? And if this governorship seat falls out of his hand, don't you think the Oba of Benin will be happy? So these people, they came to celebrate with the Oba of Benin. It's not perceived that the Oba of Benin or the traditional ruler is getting into politics. But as it is, the governor looked for his trouble. The governor should have appeared as a son to him. The arrogance, the stiff-neckedness was too much. If Godwin Obaseki's man had won, the Oba of Benin would have been in trouble. And so the celebration, more or less, was for the Oba of Benin. So that was why they went to his palace to celebrate with him.
It really looks that, Godwin really had a whole lot of score to settle before going into this.
He had a lot of scores to settle before getting into this governorship race.
Should that undermine the people's votes? Should that undermine the people electing who they want? Because it looks that what the people are saying is that we voted, what we voted is not what INEC are giving to us. Mm-hmm. And they have also raised the concern, just as I asked about the issues of coalition. PDP earlier, before the announcement of INEC, probably from the IREF, got the result from IREF and read out the claim that PDP has won the election. But from what happened at the State Coalition Center, at the State INEC office, it wasn't the same. So this is where the dissatisfaction of many people are saying that it was not transparent. The process at one point was scuttled away.
Like talking about whether the feud between the governor and the Oba of Benin influence the voting. That is not what I am talking about. That is not what I am talking about.
No, I think all of the factors and the scores that he had to settle with Philip Shaibu, had to settle with Mr. Damson Shimole, had to settle with all of those political enemies of Adams, ought not to have affected the candidate of the PDP.
I don't think the feud played out in the voting. Although he had feuds with the trio of Adams or Shomole, Philip Shaibu, and the Oba. Being the governor, to be a governor is not a small thing. He still had his way. The people that would vote for his man were still there. But the whole election processes were subverted. Mike, when I keep saying that the Nigerian problem is insincerity, I mean what I say. Penultimate, the election. The resident electoral commissioner came up and gave assurances that they were ready for the election and that the election was going to be fair and free. He gave Nigerians assurance. I watched him talk on the TV screen. And I was like trying to believe him. But what has happened was a subversion of the people's will. That is to say that when anybody is coming into governance, when anybody is trying to embark on a project, he will say every good thing he wishes to say about himself. Just like the president is saying there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, I don't expect him to say anything different. But what happens if at the end of the day, the light does not come at the end of the tunnel? Mike, listen to me. What really happened was a whole shamble. It was a shamble. When INEC officials will come and tell us that rain fell and that affected their getting into the polling unit point early. And the people to what they were there. Who are you playing big badism for? This is the work you have come to do. Secondly, they were given some flimsy excuses that there was no transportation for them, that there were no vehicles to convey them to the polling units. What a shit! What a shit! What a nation!
So they had a whole lot of time to have planned for the logistics.
They had a whole lot of time to have planned for the logistics. This is nonchalancy. It's unacceptable in a country that is developing. It's unacceptable.
All right. Now, the election have been conducted. INEC have declared. Every room that we have is in the judiciary. Now, the outcome of the 2023 election, everybody will say all eyes on the judiciary. So I think the DOE people and PDP people and Labour Party and other political parties who feel, cheated out of this process have another room to go to the court. But the concern other Nigerians are raising that they shouldn't expect anything different from all what the court have always been, given to Nigerians in terms of the election. So it looks at the judiciary, which is also to be the last hope of a common man, have been indicted to all of this concern. What would be your concern as the PDP are heading to the tribunal and the Labour Party? Very briefly before we conclude.
The electioneering process in Nigeria is a shambles. There is no election in Nigeria.
What is that?
The election is the electoral officers and the judiciary. The electoral officers and the judiciary. Those who are at the helm of affairs in governance, they arrange the electoral officers to do their biddings, whether wrong or right. If they say it is right, even if it is wrong, it remains right. And if they say it is right, right, even if they say it is wrong, even if it is right, it remains wrong.
So we can have
and at the end of the day, they will tell you to go to court. The same people that had worked on the electoral officers will go and work on the judge. And the judge will play the game according to their dictates. That is what we are seeing in Nigeria. There is no election in Nigeria. And Mike, let me tell you, this
when you said there is no election, because we have the constitution that empowers some of these bodies to conduct elections and outcome. So INEC probably
charging obey the constitution.
Probably, if those will tell you, if you do not have satisfaction,
the constitution, if we obey the constitution, we won't have any problem.
Now, if the processes of elections have been, marred with all of those abnormalities, which probably INEC will tell you is beyond their control, the issues of logistics, the transport association should be raised to concern, and those are telling you that if they cannot do their work, if over time they have been failing on the issue of providing vehicles, they should stop using them. Now go to other nature. The rain fell that day, and those I will tell you is scuttled and deterred some persons not to be out of that process. We are not having issues about the election process. By voting processes. What many parties are challenging is at the collision point, and we're trying to get many to how this results were collected. And INEC have read out the result and announced the winner, and there are those that are saying go to court. So in all indications, the ball now is in the judiciary. Should the judiciary not be blamed independently from INEC? Because there are two different bodies
those that are the judiciary are appointed by the person who appointed the electoral officer.
No, they are body that
you get what I'm saying?
They are body that selects the judiciary.
Now, in the electioneering process, processes has played out in Edo that we have just seen.
Very briefly, because of time.
The idea of not seeing transport was there. The idea of the rainfall was there. And another whooping complaint was that collections were not done at the local government. And you know the reason they gave? They said that there were violence there. They went to do the collection at the state.
Probably INEC has the power to move when there are instances like that.
No, collections should be done at the polling units where elections were conducted, where the agents were on ground. You sign paper, they have their own record, you have your own record.
All right, Doctor, we probably this is not the courtroom to prove all of those evidences. The parties and the agents and the candidate have the court to probably go to prove those results.
On the summary note, what is happening? This is not Tinubu's problem. This thing was planted by Obasanjo himself. When PDP was in power, any state they wanted to go and take, they will go and take.
All right.
What is happening here now? They will go there and do it. Like when Obasanjo was in power, you know, the whole Southwest were in AD. Right. He went and took all of them except Lagos.
Doctor,
that is what I'm coming just a minute. That is what is happening right now. And in the whole electioneering process, they are viewing it along party lines. Even those who are in offices. What concerns those who are in party? If you want to run your party at your meetings. What would bring, for instance, Shetima to the campaign field? What would bring Akpabio to the campaign field?
All right, Doctor.
And if the president equally had time, he would have equally shown up on the campaign field.
That's the part.
Are we talking about party, or we are talking about people who will rule the country? But the moment you get into the office, you are not there to do the bidding of the party anymore, but the bidding of the whole public.
Well, the person that were in the doorstep are party members. Probably they're not wrong to be had in support of their party candidate. But time will not permit us to go on to all of these concerns and controversies surrounding the election. But the rumor has always been created that those who feel dissatisfied about the process they have to only seek redress at the judiciary, which is a tribunal, and the process is from there to the appeal and then finally to the Supreme Court. We are watching and counting, but for now, the INEC declaration has always stand. All of this concern of the many people are still following the reactions of the stakeholders and the people of the state. Well, the size of our program this morning ends here, and big thanks to Dr. Bartholomew, head of volunteers refugee. Thanks so much for joining us on the program this morning. And then we had Professor Ibrahim Ado, the Global TV analyst, who was also here to give us an insight on this issue. That's where we draw the curtain this morning. See you very shortly.
Welcome to Global Morning.
The death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
Incidentally, we have several more stories.
The legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rate as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call the police station, before they even leave, they'll take permission from.
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
The struggle with ASU strike.
The Minister of Education volunteered and said, give me 2 weeks.
It was a lie. The president never gave me any deadline.